I wonder, why is it such a common misconception that feminism is the biased perception that follows the belief of women being a more superior gender than men? Because that is not the case at all. Feminism is a range of movement and beliefs that aim to abolish systemic inequalities and to ensure equal rights. Today, I will be discussing the four waves of feminism and how each wave has influenced gender representation in media. Feminism is often misunderstood as simply advocating for women over men, but its core goal is to achieve equality by addressing different forms of gender-based discrimination. Throughout history, each wave of feminism has focused on different issues. These movements have not only shaped laws and society, but have also influenced how women are portrayed in films, television, advertisements, and other forms of media. The first wave of feminism emerged during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Its primary focus was on achieving legal equality for women, particularly the right to vote, own property, and access education. One media example that represents this movement is Louisa May Alcott's novel titled Little Women. Set in the 1860s, the novel centers around four sisters navigating their way through different paths in their lives. The thing I like the most about this piece of media is that it clearly shows the main character Jo as a character striving for individuality. A female character that isn't obsessed with romance but instead fights her way to make a name for herself and her stories. Since the book is set during the Civil War era, I really admire Louisa May Alcott's taking a stand for feminism even during an era of the patriarchal prime. Another piece of media I admire is the 2015 film Suffragette. Although the movie was produced recently, it tells the story of women in Britain who fought for the right to vote during the early 20th century. In the film, women are portrayed as determined individuals willing to sacrifice their jobs, safety, and even their families in pursuit of equal political rights. Rather than depicting women as passive members of society, the film highlights them as active participants in shaping history. To me, Suffragette reflects the values of first-wave feminism because it emphasizes that women deserve to have the same legal rights and political voice as men. It reminds us that many of the rights people enjoy today were achieved through years of collective struggle and activism. The second wave of feminism expanded the movement beyond legal rights and focused on broader issues such as workplace equality, reproductive rights, education, and discrimination based on gender. A good example of this wave is the comedy film 9 to 5, released in 1980. The movie follows three female office workers who experience sexism, unequal treatment, and abuse of power from their male boss. Instead of accepting these unfair conditions, they work together to challenge workplace discrimination. I think this film clearly represents the goals of second-wave feminism because it questions traditional gender roles and argues that women deserve equal opportunities, respect, and leadership positions in the workplace. The film also demonstrates that discrimination is not always obvious. Sometimes it appears through unequal pay, limited career opportunities, or biased treatment, which were major concerns of second-wave feminists. The third wave of feminism began during the 1990s. This movement emphasized individuality, diversity, and the idea that there is no single way to be a strong woman. It also recognized that women's experiences differ depending on factors such as race, culture, social class, and personal identity. A popular media example is Legally Blonde, released in 2001. At first, many people underestimate the character Elle Woods because of her appearance and interests. She enjoys fashion, wears pink, and embraces traditionally feminine qualities. However, she proves that intelligence, determination, and femininity can coexist. In my interpretation, Legally Blonde reflects third-wave feminism because it challenges stereotypes about women. It shows that strength does not require rejecting femininity. Instead, women should be free to define success in their own way without being judged by society's expectations. This message encourages audiences to appreciate diversity and respect different expressions of identity. The fourth wave of feminism continues today and is strongly connected to digital technology and social media. This wave focuses on issues such as sexual harassment, gender-based violence, body positivity, inclusivity, and online activism. One recent example is the 2023 film Barbie. Although the movie appears colorful and humorous, it explores deeper conversations about gender expectations, stereotypes, and the pressures placed on women by society. Throughout the film, Barbie questions what it means to be a woman and whether women should be defined by unrealistic standards or traditional roles. The movie also encourages conversations about equality while recognizing that both women and men can be affected by harmful gender expectations. For me, Barbie represents fourth wave feminism because it uses modern storytelling to spark discussion about gender issues that remain relevant today. It also reflects how contemporary media encourages audiences to think critically about identity, equality, and inclusion. To conclude, each wave of feminism has contributed to changing how women are represented in media. The first wave focused on securing legal rights and political participation. The second wave challenged discrimination in workplaces and everyday life. The third wave celebrated diversity, individuality, and working stereotypes. Finally, the fourth wave uses digital media to promote awareness, inclusivity, and social justice. Thank you for listening, and I hope this presentation helped you better understand the relationship between feminism and gender representation in media.